Strippers of Reddit, what's your weirdest story while working? Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the video. Hick Club, guy who was a celery farmer came in and gave us all 3 bags of celery. There was also Candle Guy, worked at a candle factory and would bring in the reject candles. Supposedly other farmers with various free foods would come in, but I only got hooked up with celery and candles. The only appropriate way to stalk a stripper. Reminds me of when I worked at Waffle House. We had this old man regular who would come in the mornings pretty often and he'd always bring everyone grapes or apples. They were the best apples ever. After handing them out he would sort through all his mail and order hash browns scattered well. They were practically burned to a crisp, but cooked any less than that and he would, politely, loses it. Miss that place. A friend of mine has a guy come in every day and asks for a bagel burned to it, his words. My friend just turns down the conveyor on the toaster and it usually results in the bagel catching fire. This is perfectly fine with that customer. I was the bartender at a strip club for a few months once. I have seen and heard some crazy stories. Classic strip club stuff. But this one time, a customer brought in her pet parrot to the bar. I obviously spent the rest of my shift talking with the parrot. His name was Pickle. He tipped me $1. He was a real gem. Man, getting tipped $1 by a parrot. I'd frame it. I have a short video still of it. I need this. Not really weird, but sad. One time I was doing a VIP session, and this dude legitimately told me to stop dancing, and basically broke down in front of me, telling me he was only there because his friends dragged him along to cheer him up. From what he told me, he caught his wife in bed with another man, and they recently just got divorced. He told me his now ex-wife told his kids that he was the one cheating, and his kids basically hated him now. I've never felt so bad for a total stranger all my life. This just happened to my friends and family. The wife had an affair with another man and was caught twice. Each time she apologized. News came in today that she somehow made the husband go to sleep or made him unconscious somehow and left with everything, valuable jewelry, money, etc., and both of the daughters. I really don't get how people could do this to anyone. Number 1. Guy was in with his 20-something son. I get the guy to go for a dance. We're in the booth nearest to the entry foyer area. Partway through the song, I look over and see a group paying the cover. One of which is a girl who is staring at us. Next thing I know, this chick has plopped down in the booth next to the guy and goes, "Hi dad." The whole family had come to the strip club. Number 2. A few of us shared the same regular customer. Very nice soft-spoken man. Played the ukulele as a hobby and drank ginger ale in the club. Always bought at least a half-hour VIP, often multiple hours, and tipped well on top. Absolute gem of a customer. The catch was that he had a combination of fetishes. He would wear a chastity belt with a chain on it so the girls could pull on it. He also liked to imagine he was a puppy and do this third-person roleplay bit. Like, he would say if you and other dancer had a slumber party, what would you want Puppy to do? Would you put Puppy in his cage? I have lots of stories, but those are the weirdest that spring to mind. Hi dad. I don't know if that's an okay thing to say in a strip club, lol. Honestly, if it were me running into my dad at a strip club, I would also probably loudly call him dad and give him endless it. But also like leave very quickly, because She definitely thought it was hilarious. She had a red-eating grin on her face. He was just speechless. The bouncer actually ran over going, "Miss, you can't just sit there. People are dancing," and she cheerfully went, "Oh, I know them. He's my dad." When I was a stripper, a customer visiting from Canada bought a lap dance, and while we were back there, he tried to talk me into going to his hotel to give him a hand job for $200. I declined multiple times. He took the hint and also came in his pants during the lap dance. He leaves. Life goes on. 80 years later, I'm a hairdresser in the suburbs, and who the frick walks in? Hand job guy. I was the only one available and I'm a professional, so I didn't say anything. He mentioned I looked familiar, and halfway through it seemed to dawn on him, because he suddenly got quiet, paid, literally ran out, and never came back, lol. Does that happen often? Guys coming in their pants during a lap dance? I think he also came during the haircut, based on his reaction. Walked past the hat rack and lost it. Definitely. Happened to multiple customers of mine. One dude even lost it at the rack, lol. I'm just picturing some dude hanging up his coat and hat, and that's as far as he makes it. Cousin's friend is a former stripper, told this one at a family gathering. Essentially, this dude paid for the full VIP treatment, room and all that. But 4 minutes in or so, he wanted to show his dogs. He spent the entire rest of the time showing her his dogs and videos of them playing. She asked him why he spent his money for the full VIP treatment just to show dogs. He said, "Oh, I just wanted to show my dogs to someone, but couldn't find another way." That's oddly wholesome. But it says so much about our society that someone paid hundreds of dollars in a strip club because they were lonely and no one else cared about them. Either that or they were into showing pictures of their dogs. I think if I'd have the money and stones to do that, I would. I like showing and telling people I care about stuff I do and like, but understandably, not everyone cares about the same things I do. It'd be fun to do that, and if I get lucky, make a new friend over it. A guy told me I looked intellectual and began to debate me on how gay marriage shouldn't have been legalized. In 2019. Guess what kind of club we were in? Clearly debate club. A mass debate club. I've had a lot of stripper friends, and I swear to God gay strip clubs are the worst. Between the women who think they can be hands-on, the people who come in just to yell at people, the creepy dudes who go overboard, anything you see at a straight club. It's freaking nuts. Clearly God made women for men. Homosexuality is going against what God intended and is therefore an abomination made by Democrats to control the population. Sir, this is a strip club. There was a guy who was super drunk and telling me he was there with his wife, but it's cool, they have an open relationship thing going on. Cool, whatever, none of my business. We go and start to dance. Maybe a minute and this woman runs around the corner and starts screaming at him, he starts screaming back, and pretty much tosses me to the floor and runs after her, dropping $100 in the process, while also already having paid for the dance. I grab the money and try to find out what happened. I asked a waitress if she'd seen where he went and she said he'd just been kicked out for choke slamming the woman into a wall. So I got to keep the money, which was kinda cool. Had another guy pay me $700 to literally just rub my feet for 2 hours. I hate foot stuff. People touching my feet. But frick man, $700 during a day shift was pretty sweet. $700 to receive a foot massage. Lucky lady. IKR. I would love that. $700? That's some fetish. Fetish. That's it. I'm shaving my beard and becoming a stripper. Who wants to touch my feet? I strip, but this is actually my coworker's story. She was sitting at the bar with another dancer and a guy walked by. Her friend said, "Quick, put your head down on the bar and be really still." She was weirded out, but she did it for a few minutes, and when she came back up, he had left $1,000 next to her head. Friend told her he was a regular, and he was really into women pretending to be dead. This is like a video game trick to get more money or something. Rosebud. Holy frick. Easiest $1,000 ever. That's actually terrifying. I think maybe we should call somebody. Yeah, call that guy. I'll happily pretend to be dead for $1,000. Escort, instead of stripper. I had one guy who would take me to a restaurant once every month. He always requested there would be nothing else involved. No stripping, no touching, no aches. Just sitting there for a few hours. So he also wanted me to dress like I would for a normal night out. He had a massive stutter, so much that a single sentence could take him a minute to pronounce. Normally he would always speak by writing things down, as people never had the patience to listen to him. He just wanted someone to actually talk to. He mentioned that I was his 7th escort, because the others all refused to see him multiple times. After I left the job, I kept in touch with him. We still go out every once in a while almost 10 years later, and we call more often, though now he no longer has to pay, and because he has had someone to talk to, his stutter massively improved. Whoa, you're a good person. Thank you smiley face. I was studying general psychology at the time, so I can't say it wasn't a tiny bit interesting for me at first. The friendship came later. I have a friend with a bad stutter and it's sad because he has a hard time making people listen sometimes despite the fact that he has so much good stuff to say. Thank you for writing this. It honestly warms my heart. There was a regular who would pay for a VIP and ask you to sit with your legs open while he shined a flashlight right at your bits. He'd pay for half an hour at a time and just peer into the cavern like, eye, mouth, eye. The overly descriptive yet perfect usage of emoji here has me in stunned awe. Damn, the C virus hit Guinness that hard, huh?